I did meet an American guy who's retired at 40.
Right, one.
Just one.
How'd
like
that go?
Not so great. Look at your database, find me a boyfriend.
All right.
I'm here for...
Help me out here, Gresha.
We shall see. I'm not in a hurry. Not in a hurry. I have 3 more years before I get desperate.
All right. Oh my gosh, at 30. At 30.
30 before I get desperate, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just do it, sign papers, and then get on with our lives.
All right, next video. Talking to Heidi about dating.
Dating for...
Fishing for foreigners and fishing for Filipinas. Maybe that's a 2-part series.
Yeah.
What do you
or
think?
Dating Filipinas on like a foreigner side and dating foreigners on the Filipino side.
Yeah.
That could be a good video.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you down?
I'm down.
All right.
I'm down.
Not that SRRV isn't super exciting.
But this one is going to be really juicy.
All right, I'm waiting for that. How's it going, guys? I want to talk to you about a very exciting topic, retirement visas in the Philippines. I got my friend Heidi here with me. Let's talk. Heidi, great to have you here again.
I'm happy to be here, happy with the coffee, happy with the conversations.
Always the free coffee when you come here.
This is why I'm here, actually.
There you go. So now it's all the rage in the Philippines to have 39 peso coffee, but here, 0 peso coffee.
0 peso coffee. I love it. Conversation and coffee, that's what I'm about.
Very good. So tell us more. You're a business owner here in the Philippines. What do you do?
I own C&G Consulting. We are an immigration company and a business registration company. So we're basically a one-stop shop for expats. So we help expats get settled here in the Philippines.
So on my other channel, American Expat in the Philippines, can you go subscribe to that if you haven't already? We've talked about a few different types of visas, but today I want to talk about one that is probably the most popular, I'm guessing here, retirement visas. So many expats, it seems, want to retire in the Philippines, and often they'll come over here, it seems, on a tourist visa, but then really figure out they need something a bit more permanent. So tell us a bit more. What is the Philippines retirement visa? What's it called, and what does it do for people?
Yeah, it's famously called as SRRV, but it's called Special Resident Retirees Visa. So this visa is granted by the Philippine Retirement Authority and the Bureau of Immigration. This is actually, personally, as though someone who processes visas, like different types of visas, this is the fastest visa that anyone can get.
Okay.
Like if we just have all the documents, you can get it in like 30 to 45 working days.
Amazing.
Yeah, I explained before that a lot of visas take 3 to 4 months. This is like the fastest visa you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's eligible for this visa?
The people that are eligible for this visa is actually people who are 50 years old and above.
Okay.
Before they used to allow 35-year-olds, but I don't know what happened.
Right.
Now it's only like 50 years old. You can apply for the SRRV visa.
All right, so I just had my 50th birthday. I'm officially old and able to apply. Of course, in my case, the investor's visa made a bit more sense. So what are the benefits for having an SRRV?
There's actually a lot of benefits in having SRRV. Number one is like multiple entry and exit in the Philippines. You have a couple of exemptions in the Philippines, like for example, getting the ACRI card from the Bureau of Immigration. You'll get a different card when you have an SRRV visa. Second exemption would be a lot of the retirees here have like stuff that they need to move here to the Philippines. You actually get an exemption with the customs taxes for up to 7,000 USD if you want to move your stuff here to the Philippines. You're also qualified to get our PhilHealth and government benefits program here in the Philippines, and well, you get to enjoy the Philippines.
Right, number one most important.
Number one most important. Oh, one other thing, you are actually qualified to study and work here in the Philippines.
So that's a big deal, actually. I mean, I don't know how many retirees are coming over here to study. Maybe the college girls are going to attract them into studying at university again, but definitely I think some of the guys are looking for being able to work over here.
Yes, if you want to work here in the Philippines, having an SRRV does allow you to do that, but then you just have to get a working permit from the Department of Labor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the SRRV, is that one visa visa, or are there different types of SRRV?
Yes, there's actually 5 types of visas.
Okay, I can barely count that high. So tell us a bit more about those.
Okay, so let me see if I can remember all of them. I hope I can. Let's see how my memory works.
An extra free coffee if you get them all.
Yes, yeah, let's do it. The first one is actually SRRV Smile. So the SRRV Smile is granted to healthy and active retirees that can deposit 20,000 USD.
Are we talking about a healthy bank account or healthy physically? Because that's a lot of money.
Person.
All right.
We're gonna go into the requirements, and I know you know the requirements. They're a bit very. They can get very personal.
They can get a little dirty and personal. But yes, we'll talk about those soon.
Yes. So so that's the SRRV Smile. So if you just want to come here to the Philippines to retire, you don't want anything else, or you don't have pension to do the other types of SRRV.
Sure. And you said it's $20,000.
$20,000.
That's what the government wants you to just put in a bank account?
Yes, that's a deposit. So the deposit actually goes to PRA directly. So they will be the one to hold the deposit for as long as you want the SRRV to be valid here in the Philippines.
So you can't get that back?
You can actually get it back.
If you leave?
If you leave, yes.
Right, got it. Okay.
But there is one, there are other SRRVs where you can actually convert the deposit into an investment here in the Philippines. So that is called an SRRV Classic. So with SRRV Classic, there's actually 2 types. So it's one with pension and one without pension. The difference is without pension, you have to deposit again 20,000 USD. With pension, you only have to deposit 10,000 USD.
Okay.
Yeah. So the conversion of investment in that one is you either buy a condominium here in the Philippines or you do a long-term lease of a house and lot. So that is a way for you to actually get your investment back here in the Philippines.
So what would that look like practically? So say that I am someone living in the US still, and I want to get in touch with you to, have your company get an SRRV, and I know that I want to buy a condo. Would I need to buy the condo first, or would I need to start the SRRV first?
Yeah, ideally you start the SRRV first, and after you have the deposit over, and this is ideal if you really want to move here to the Philippines. So that's like a good option for you to buy a condo or settle here in the Philippines, right? So you already have that investment. So after you've done the deposit, then you just come here and convert that deposit into buying a condominium or a long-term lease.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that seems like a great route. At least you're putting the money in an asset that you could own. You're going to have to pay rent over here anyhow. Anything else about the SRRV Classic people should know?
You need to have at least $800 in pension if you are going to do it with pension. So that's basically it. There are annual fees and then application fees with it, but these are basically the basic requirements in getting an SRRV Classic.
All right. So we got SRRV Smile, SRRV Classic. What's number 3?
Number 3 is SRRV Courtesy. So SRRV Courtesy is basically granted to former Filipinos who want to come back here to the Philippines and retire. So that's SRRV Courtesy. And then next one is we have SRRV Expanded Courtesy, which is I think a lot of people are asking about.
Okay.
Because this is the SRRV that's granted to veterans.
Got it.
With the SRRV Expanded Courtesy, you just need to have proof that you are a retired military or you have military experience, and then a proof that you are receiving pension. So this is the thing. People actually thought that it has to be pension from the military, but as long as you're receiving Social Security, then you're actually qualified. So it's pension and then veteran experience from the military.
Okay. And any military, anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, as long as you have an agreement with the Philippines that you can actually have your military experience covered in the Philippines. So Americans, great. We've had other clients that have actually had military experience in other countries, and they are normally approved.
So what about with veterans? Is it the same down payment, the $20,000, or is that any different?
It's actually, this is the great part, it's only 1,500 USD. That's
wow.
just a huge
Thank you for your service, save a lot of money. That's awesome for veterans.
Yes. So, and we do get a lot of inquiries for veterans that want to come here to the Philippines, which is really great. And then you save a lot.
That's very good. All right, so I think I'm gonna earn myself a coffee because I'm remembering these. So SRRV Smile, SRRV Classic, SRRV
Courtesy.
Sorry. Courtesy, SRRV Expanded Courtesy, and then 5th?
Last one is SRRV Human Touch.
Right, I love these titles.
Yeah.
So Human Touch.
First of all, like good work on memorizing all the visas.
Thank you. All right, I'm proud of myself already. That's right.
Okay, so last one is SRRV Human Touch. So this is an SRRV which is granted to retirees who need special care or special medical care, and they want to come here to the Philippines and retire, right? So the SRRV Human Touch, also the deposit is 1,500.
Nice.
Yes, that's actually the good thing about it. And then you just need proof of pension, of course, and then medical insurance, and then if you have a dependent, like if you have family that you want to bring here to the Philippines to like help you, there would be an additional 10,000 USD requirement.
Okay.
Yeah. So the good thing about SRRV is you can actually also add dependents. So if you have a spouse or children, you can actually attach them as dependents to your SRRV, which makes it a lot better.
And so that's for all 5.
Yes, that's for all 5.
All right, free coffee for you. I think I'm gonna give one to myself.
Yes.
All right.
Can we do a high five
All right.
memorizing?
Okay, very good.
Amazing.
Yes, and maybe I'm gonna get a job with you guys. This is my job application. So, very cool. So I'm sure a lot of people want to know as well, how long does this take? You mentioned about it briefly, but is it different depending on each of the visas?
No. 30 to 45 working days, provided that you have all the requirements ready.
All right, so I learned this when you guys helped me with my special visa for employment generation. I still have a hard time saying that for some reason. It could be a little bit invasive, some of the requirements. So is it the same with the SRRV?
It is the same.
Okay.
Let me just run down through a few of the requirements. You actually need, of course, your passport, some photos, and then you need an NBI clearance.
Okay.
Police clearance that has to be apostilled in your country of origin. If you are a veteran, you actually need the DD-214. So any document that is coming from your country of origin has to be apostilled.
Right.
The regular question is, how do we get a document apostilled?
Yeah.
So basically, when you have a document from a foreign country, obviously the Philippines can't verify it. So apostillization is actually something that you do so that your country of origin verifies it.
Right.
Right? So normally you do this in your local government. I know there's an online agency that does the apostillization for you. Some clients also use a lawyer in their country to help them with the apostille service. So it all depends on the route that you want to take and what you're comfortable with. Because a lot of foreigners don't really want to go home and then do this because, like, you know, it's stressful to do that.
Yeah.
So let's get to the juicy requirement.
All right, here we go.
So part of
Welcome to my life, people.
So part of getting an SRRV is you actually need a Bureau of Quarantine certification. And then to get this Bureau of Quarantine certification, you need to do a medical exam.
Right.
Yeah. So part of the medical exam, I don't know if I can say this. So you need your blood test, urine, stool exam, guys.
Yeah,
stool
the
exam.
stool exam.
The stool exam.
Yeah.
So we always prepare our clients, like, sorry, but you have to take a
Yeah.
to be able to get this. So that's part of the
And
requirement.
it's a little complicated because they just kind of give you this very little something
This
and
little cup.
pretty much that's it. That's probably the most painful.
That's X-ray also, but so on the day sometimes your bowel movement doesn't cooperate with you on the day.
Yeah.
We've actually had clients want to go home and do it at home because of course why would you want to do it in a public toilet where everyone uses it, right? If you're strict like that. So there was one time where one of my staff had to pick up like a cup from one of our clients and bring it back to the hospital. So this is how we go above and beyond for you guys. Like, my staff was just like, Miss, you know what? So we can do this faster. I'll just go and pick up the thing from you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I get it. So in the U.S. and other places, people will say I have a really shitty job, but here it's quite literal sometimes.
It's quite literal.
So I do got to say, in all seriousness, that's one of the things I really enjoyed working with you guys is, I just had some of your staff that would literally pick me up from work or home and like drive me to the medical employments, drive me to MBI, all the kind of places, because those are also some of the tricky things, trying to find some of the government offices and who do you talk to, and just somebody being able to speak the local language when that's helpful. I mean, people speak English in the Philippines, but sometimes it's really just very advantageous to have people that are speaking the local languages,
Yeah.
and you just sit there like a dumb foreigner and everything's kind of done for you.
Yeah. I remember what you said after you were with my staff. You were like, "Oh my God, it's like my mom is there and just like bringing me over to places, and I didn't have to think of anything."
Yeah, that's a nice experience, because mostly it's me as an employer here always having to look out for others. So it was nice to have somebody be my mommy for a day and kind of take me around to all my medical, appointments and say, "Yeah, right, you're next in line." It makes it relatively painless.
Yes. That's Cherry, my staff. She's amazing.
She's great. Love Cherry. Yeah. So tell me more about the medical side of it. I'm sure there's some people that would want to apply, but maybe they have serious or semi-serious medical issues. How much of a big deal is that in getting approved?
I think as long as the illness they have is not really contagious or will pose like medical health risks to Filipinos, I think it's fine. Like that's the only thing they want to look into, because of course you don't want to bring someone in the country that's going to cause a pandemic or something like that.
Sure.
So as long as it's not contagious or it doesn't really have anything like too serious, then you should be fine. So because that's why we have the SRRV Human Touch, right? People who need like medical, special medical attention. So the country actually caters to that. So even if you have something, then it shouldn't matter as long as it doesn't like cause medical health problems on a national scale.
Sure. So say that somebody was over here and they were marrying or considering marrying a Filipina. There's a different type of visa for that. What would you recommend to that person? Getting marriage visa or SRRV?
It depends on you. With the SRRV, especially if you have a deposit, then it would, and you want to get that deposit back. So like it makes sense to just, convert to another visa, which is the 13A spousal visa. And we've actually had clients who do that because they want to, of course, you're starting a family, you just got married, and 20,000 is a significant amount of money here in the Philippines, so you'd rather get that back, right? So a lot of them try to convert to 13A. So in doing that, you have to cancel your SRRV and then downgrade. By canceling your SRRV, you actually get it back. Process time in canceling your SRRV is actually like 2 to 3 months because you have to like do the process of downgrading with immigration and then getting your deposit back.
Right.
The good thing is PRA is so efficient that once they've cleared out your deposit and once they've downgraded your visa, then they just wire the money to your bank account of choice. So canceling it is so easy.
Right.
You just need to sign up like one piece of paper. And we did it for a client. He did not have to appear at PRA, so we did everything for him. Yeah.
A lot of guys first come over here on a tourist visa, and the pain in the neck about that is every month or 2 months or 6 months at most, they're having to go down to Bureau of Immigration and reapply again. What does that look like with this type of visa? How often do people need to renew?
So your PRA SRRV card is actually valid for 2 years. You just have to renew the card. That's it. And then you have to pay, I think, an annual fee every year. But then that's basically it. That's all you need to do.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me just a little bit more about this deposit, because I'm sure a lot of people are feeling like that's a big chunk of cash. So, what are the main ways that you could kind of take that cash and use it in other ways?
So I discussed earlier the SRRV Classic, where you can actually convert your deposit into investment. So 2 ways, if you want to buy a condominium and if you want to do a long-term lease with a house and lot. So those are the 2 ways in which you can actually get your deposit back.
Heidi, you've been so helpful answering 5 trillion questions today, but I know some of the people that watch may have 5 trillion more. So if people have questions, are you comfortable if they leave comments and respond to some of those?
Yes, for sure. They can leave comments. You can contact me directly so I can answer your questions. You can contact John, of course, so that we can get connected. Yeah, I'm here to answer your questions, and consultation is free because we just want to help expats.
Well, guys, definitely if you want to be in touch with Heidi and her company about getting some help, I'll put the link to their website in the description below. If you have any comments, as Heidi says, she'd be happy to respond to those here as well. Heidi, really great to have you on the channel. Thank thank you so much for a lot of really helpful content.
I'm happy to be here as always. Happy to have my free coffee and my chisme.
All right, and a bit of chismes, a bit of gossip. Yeah. All right, that was off the camera, but we'll have to have you back and talk about some of the juicier stuff in the Philippines.
Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Help a guy out. If you're here, I'll even give you some free coffee. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch, and take care.